Hey there, I wanted to come on and talk about the wildly popular weight loss drugs, the GLP-1 agonist drugs, and then also Mounjaro, which acts on GLP-1 and GIP hormones, and that is Mounjaro and tirzepatide. The GLP-1 agonists are Ozempic, Wegovy, and semaglutide. Had to think of them all. So I'm talking specifically about these injectables because I get the question all the time, how can I get those benefits that are being found in these drugs in my nutrition? Is there a way to mimic what the drugs do with what I'm eating? And the answer is yes, actually. These hormones, the GLP-1 and the GIP hormone, are naturally occurring in our body, and we turn them on or off by what we choose to eat. So let's talk about that. I know that these drugs are very, very popular and lots of women are experiencing amazing benefits, and that's great. I know that a lot of ladies with lipedema are experiencing better symptom management, and that is great. However, I also know that so many women cannot take these drugs for whatever the reason. Perhaps it's an allergy, perhaps it's a side effect, or perhaps it's just too darn expensive. If your insurance doesn't cover these drugs, they can be upwards of $1,000 a month. And some are only approved for type 2 diabetes, others for weight loss. So there's that whole mix of who can get what. So let's talk for a minute about the benefits. There's basically 4 benefits. Gastric emptying, quite literally meaning that it slows down the digestion in your stomach, keeping you fuller longer. So the second benefit is satiety and filling fuller longer. The third benefit is that they do increase insulin sensitivity, meaning that your cells are more receptive to smaller amounts of insulin. Ding, ding, ding. That's a good thing because insulin is a fat storing hormone. So the more you secrete, potentially the more fat storing you could be. So that's the third benefit. The fourth benefit is that they are a diuretic, so they help to rid the body of excess fluid. And if you're not drinking enough water, they may actually dehydrate you. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And if I had to say a fifth benefit, Mounjaro and tirzepatide also have some added benefits working on GLP-1 or GIP of lipolysis or fat breakdown. So those are sort of the main benefits. So how can we mimic this in food? Well, we can eat a high fiber diet. I feel like I'm always talking about fiber, and that is because every weight loss study under the sun says eating higher fiber is better. Why? Because there are portions of fiber that are non-digestible, meaning that if you eat a green bean, your body is not digesting 100% of that green bean because there's insoluble fiber that is literally going to pass right through you. So eating a high fiber diet is number one. And when I say high fiber, I am talking about whole fiber, HOWLE, fiber that comes from whole foods, not from processed foods, not from enriched sources, and not from modified wheat starch. So fruits, vegetables, and some whole grains. That's what I'm talking about. Number 2, the benefit of satiety and filling fuller longer. This goes back to fiber again. Fiber takes a while for your body to figure out what's insoluble, what's soluble, and send it on its way. So that's going to help with fullness, and it provides bulk in the belly, which helps you feel fuller longer. And the bulk in the belly also triggers satiety hormones like leptin, sending a signal from your gut to your brain saying, hey lady, I'm full, cut off the eating, which is a great benefit. And then the other thing that I would say is making sure that you're eating some protein as well, because protein takes 2 to 3 hours to digest. So pairing high fiber and protein together can be a game changer if you're somebody that's always hungry. If you look down at your plate and everything is beige, you're going to be hungry in an hour or two because it's going to be readily digested. So that's just sort of one tip to keep in mind. And then in terms of the diuretic effect, when you eat higher fiber, fiber pulls water into our bowel, into our digestive tract, and pushes it along as waste. So you're automatically creating a diuretic effect when you eat fiber over time. Initially, you might actually hold a little water if you've been devoid of carbohydrates, because the hydrate part of carbohydrates is that it has water in it. So Anyway, it pulls water into the bowel and pushes it along. So you want to make sure that as you increase your fiber, you also increase your hydration, your water intake. And then the last part is the insulin sensitivity. So this is a tricky one because it depends on a lot of different health factors and health consequences that people have going on. But the way to get the best insulin sensitivity is to make sure that you have balanced meals with a little bit of whole fiber, maybe a half a cup, maybe for some people that's a third cup, I don't know, but you can kind of play around with it. A little bit of protein and a healthy fat. So maybe that means that you're gonna have a nice salad with a little bit of avocado oil or olive oil type of dressing, and then you're gonna have some salmon, and then you're going to have some broccoli. That would be kind of a square meal. Or maybe that means that you're gonna have a bowl that has a little bit of farro, some black beans, and a bunch of insoluble fiber through vegetables. So maybe you're gonna have asparagus, and maybe you're gonna have green beans, and maybe you're gonna have broccoli and cauliflower, roasted veggie bowl. So you could do the same from a plant-based option as well. So there's all types of ways to increase that insulin sensitivity by making sure that the portion of the meal that you're eating is not just something that's gonna rush through you, that's more refined or processed. So the bottom line is to eat foods that are unprocessed, and more whole, and that will help with insulin sensitivity. Although as we age, and I can speak for myself as a menopausal lady, insulin sensitivity becomes more prominent. So we have to be more aware of making sure that we're including healthy fats in our diet, like avocado, olives, some cold water fish, flaxseed, chia seeds, some of those options, whatever works best for you. But those are the ways to get the benefits of those drugs without needing to take them. I hope that that gave you a little bit of insight. If you have specific questions, I'm happy to answer. Just reach out to me here and I will do what I can based on your specific circumstance to give you the best answer I can. I'll see you next time. Bye.